Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
You text me then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. You know. 205-964-5243. You know.
Welcome to show 199C on the march to 200. So we're here to talk about wholesaling real estate investing where your cash or credit does not matter. I am Ty, aka the Flip Man. I have Adri here, which is co-host. We may have Renikia joining us shortly. So we're here to answer your questions. If we pretty much about anything with real estate investing, with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate, which pretty much allows anyone that wants to get in the game can get in the game because your cash or credit situation will not matter. So with no further ado, going to turn it over to AP. But make sure you share this with anyone that has the fear of being broke. That should be a lot of people, right? So I'm gonna move this chair before something happens that may go viral in the wrong way.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, as Ty mentioned, guys, thank you for joining us. This is show 199-ish. Okay, heavy on is C-ish. We're getting close to presenting to you guys show 200. This just ain't it right now, but this is the place where you ask your questions in regards to wholesaling real estate. I'll read the questions and Ty will answer them. I'm sorry. Keep in mind, guys, that you can always join us live. Yes, you can join us live and ask your question yourself. Just text the word Gator to 205-964-5243. You'll receive a link, follow the instructions there, and come on and join us. Always love to do a little round the robin kind of shout out thing. So the Hustle Coach, Darnell, Garland, VB, I see you, Damara and Melissa, Daniel Gerard, Chris Los, Leela, Anthony, Joseph, Damian, Andrew, and my movie quote guru, Eric, who celebrated a birthday not too long ago. So then I see you guys on TikTok and Instagram, Cena, Sonia, Lex, Motes, Absolute, Myosha, Evolve, the official. Go ahead and start posting those questions, guys. Post the questions. Ashanti, Scrap Turner, thank you. Your Decormans, yeah, how are you today? We're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Wife, Mom, Boss, I see you, Drew. And Bejeweled Butterfly, good evening to you. We're just going to jump right into this thing. We're going to go to our first question. And the first question we're going to take from Instagram. And it is Ty. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? How do I build the confidence to call up a property owner? And this is from the official.b24.
How do you build up the confidence to call an owner? Well, it starts by educating yourself to the point where you're comfortable with knowing what you're doing. It starts there first. All right. So once you've accomplished that, you still may be afraid or whatever, even though you're confident about the process and what to say. Now, if you don't know what to say, all right, I actually have a little help on that. If you text the word script to this number, I have a video that goes into detail on what to actually state. But again, it starts with simply knowing what to do and understand that once you go through, especially my content, because I give it all away, once you go through it, in most cases, when you're talking to a seller, especially a motivated seller, you're going to know more than them about real estate. Not making you better than them, but you're going to be more educated about them, about the process, which should give you an advantage. You know, at the end of the day, it's still going to boil down to if they sell it to you cheap enough and they're going to be cool with that amount. But it starts with educating yourself so you're comfortable enough to know what you're actually talking about. It starts there. Now, you still can be, again, nervous about it. Stuff may still come up that I don't care. I could talk to here till 2020, 2080 or whatever, and still won't cover everything. Some of it's just going to come from experience and getting out there and do it, but it starts with educating yourself.
All right. Thank you for answering that. Taekwon wants to know, is it possible? All things are possible, but is it possible to do a 50-50 deal with you within the 5-day trial, free trial of PropStream?
Okay, well, a good question. First, he's talking about the 50-50, where if you can partner with me. This video here will explain in more detail on where you submit your deal. If you just text 5050 to this phone number here. But basically how it works is that number one, you're dealing directly with the owner. You have it under contract directly with the owner. It's a great deal, and it's off market. And my definition of off market, if you can, if it's advertised anywhere on the internet, is I don't consider that off market. And I'm normally not going to be interested. All right. So, but to answer the question about having PropStream within the first 5 days of finding the deal, more than likely, no. That's fast. That's fast. But if you want training on the real estate tool of tools that we use daily to find deals, to do deals, evaluate deals, build lists, and so on, if you sign up through dealulator.com, text the word time to schedule a time so we can train you on how to use it, because the worst thing you could do is get in there, exalt your 5-day free trial, and don't know what you're doing. So you can schedule a time, and one of the team members here, possibly even me sometimes, I'll actually train you on how to use it. It'll be a 30-minute session. So what's better than that? You know, not only you get in there, you get a personal walkthrough of how we actually use it. So text the word time to the number and schedule your time.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, guys. All right. All right. So Titan, we have Titan who's going to come in, join us live.
Oh, wow. Just like that.
Boom. How you doing, Titan?
What's up, y'all?
Oh, we're good. Where
What's
you calling
happening?
from?
I'm calling from Columbia, South Carolina.
All right. What's your question tonight?
All right. Flip, appreciate you for letting me on. Sidebar, I'm the box man.
Okay.
So
oh,
check this.
I remember you. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, from
yes.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Ain't nothing. So listen, I'm ready to hit the ground running, right? So I got my bandit signs. I got PropStream. I got everything set up in place. So when I went on to do the cash buyers video that I was looking at, right? So on the cash buyers, you was like stroll down and then it'll have the actual agent's phone number, or it'll have the agent's name and everything. But I did like 3 cities in my surrounding areas. Every time I do that list, it's always just the agent's name and their actual agency. It's never no phone numbers or anything by that.
Okay. Some of them is going to provide that, some won't, right? But that's all you need.
Okay.
If you Google, number one, if you go to, if you just Google that address, if there's a listed property, more than likely it's going to be on Zillow.
Okay.
If you scroll down on Zillow, now it's going to have other agents advertising there, but you always want to look for listed by. It'll say listed by agent, listed by owner, listed by management company. And so normally it'll have their phone number right there. If that doesn't work, then all you have to do is Google their name and the name of the agency and the city that it's in. Normally you're going to get to their agency website and you'll be able to go from there. You're going to be able to get their actual sale number from their page off the main site or the company site. Just call them. So you want to speak to such and such. And normally they're going to have a director and you just go right to that person. A lot of times on their voicemail, they'll have their actual cell phone. If not, worst case, just leave a message.
Okay, cool. And the other question is, when I downloaded the list. I did a free and clear list. I watched that video. Did a free and clear list, and I was uploading it. I tried to upload it or import it, export it, whichever one it is, up to batch leads. But when I uploaded the batch leads, it was like only out of 300 people, it was only like 2 numbers that came back. But on PropStream, I had like it was 190 something numbers that came back. But when I put them in batch leads, only 2 numbers popped up. Is it like that they scrubbed them and they can be like they don't have no records for those mailing numbers, or like how does that work? Because I can't get the numbers.
Okay, so whenever you where did you skip trace the numbers from inside of
On Skip Vault, Skip the Flip.
okay, through Skip Vault. Okay, cool. All right, so normally most of those are mobile numbers, and so whenever you upload, now 300 is a decent sized list. So only 2 of them. That means now that either most of them on the DNC list, or at some point they've been placed on there by other people using the service. Now, what I would recommend you do, if you'll text me tomorrow, I'll get one of the representatives over from Batch Leads to help you with that to see what may be the issue, if there is one.
Okay, yeah, because listen, I literally just got off work at like 7:50. I was like, I got to get home to get this live. I got to get home.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
You
man,
made it.
I'm
You
Gator,
made it.
man. I'm Gator, so I can't wait to get this first deal so I can get this interview, man.
All right.
Can't
Can't wait to
wait.
have you.
All right, may peace be upon y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Have a good night, love.
Yes, sir.
Y'all too.
All right, and boom, there she is. There's Rennie, y'all.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. Big day. I'm so sorry.
And you know we heavy on the ish.
Yeah, just be on it.
Well, thank you for joining us, Rennie Q. We're jumping right on into his asking our questions. So let's see here. Well, I'm sorry, answering these questions. I'm going to take this from TikTok, and it says, if a city owns a property, can you buy it the same way as if the owner had it themselves?
Turn that audio on.
Tax liens?
It's a city owned. Sometimes they say the city of Atlanta owns it.
Oh, okay. It's not the same process. I mean, you got to go through the city. A lot of times when the city owns it, sometimes they're not even selling. They're just kind of hurting this land and things of that nature. But it's a similar process, but a different process. You just got to go through the city and purchasing it directly from the city. And it's totally up to the city to determine if they're ready to sell that property or not. If it's not a tax lien, it'd probably be a whole nother level of loops you got to jump into to buy from the city, especially if it's not for sale. So it's a little different. What do you experience, Tom?
Yeah, when you're dealing with the city, a lot of times they just hoarding properties, right? And they may have a use for it, just hadn't gotten to it. It just slow moving. You got administrations that change or whatever. You got this mayor now, new mayor in there. Hey, we don't have no use for it, but the other one may have a use for it. And then each city is going to be different. You have to find out, well, number one, what's your purpose? If you're trying to wholesale it, it's going to probably be very difficult, number one, right? But what's your end game? Are you trying to buy it for yourself or something? But at the end of the day, you're going to have to contact that department with the city and ask them, if they're even willing to sell it, what is your buying process? And you go from there.
All right. That's it.
All right. Thank you. So get ready to get the card. This is going to be for you, Ty. Lex Smokes wants to know, what's a good service for mailing out postcards for advertising? Oh, bam.
That boy
Right
got
there.
Hey, you got the phone number on there now. Hey, there you go, man. Just text the word mail to the phone number here, and boom, my guys Ryan and Corey over at Graphics Connections out of St. Louis. They're experts at direct mail. Hey, hit them up, and they'll take care of you.
All right. So jumping into Andrew's question, how can I ensure My estimated rehab costs are correct as every deal ends up being higher than anticipated, and that eventually increases my MAO and it makes it no longer a deal.
Hey, hey, I should have been did this, but I've added a repair calculator, just simple, to dealator.com.
Wait, there's a repair calculator on
Yeah,
Later Calculator?
all you have to do is text the letters
There
I
it is.
love a calculator.
RC for repair calculator to the phone number RC,
Mhm.
and how I always describe it, just use the square footage. If it's livable, you deem it's livable, times that, it's going to automatically spit that out for you. If it's not livable, then $40, $25 if it's livable, $40 if it's not. Generally, these are general numbers here now. They always get go one way or another as far as what type of neighborhood, but generally speaking, it normally gets you in the ballpark. What my other one at? And so once you get that number, you'll need to go over to the deal calculator and plug those numbers on. But I made it very easy. It'll be a link right there below so you can access the deal calculator. Boom. And then what else we got? But before you get to that, you're going to need to know what the ARV is. So there you go. So you got the ARV, so you text the letters ARV to that number. Boom. Hey, what else you want, man? Y'all, hey, what else you want me to do, man?
It's right there. It's all ready. Okay. Damari and Melissa, thank you. They said they spoke with you earlier and you gave them some great advice.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us. Anthony Rye, you're in the right place. The question was, how do I start buying and selling with no money down? So, hey, listen and learn. This is it. This is the platform. Ask your question. That's kind of broad. It really is, but we try to take it from the beginning for the beginners all the way up to the most advanced.
Get contracts, sell contracts, get paid.
Oh, so you took my 4 steps and shrunk it down to 3.
Technically I didn't do it. Somebody else figured it out, and yeah.
Acquire contracts, sell contract, get paid.
Get contracts, sell contracts, get paid.
Okay.
Just that simple. Just like that. Like I'm
so yeah.
Get contracts on houses, sell contracts
to buyers.
Get contracts on houses, sell contracts to cash buyers, get paid.
Repeat.
The difference of those two contracts.
Repeat.
And then
Okay.
repeat.
Okay. I like it. I'm a stickler for my stuff because what was it?
You don't remember? Let's go.
I do. It was find the house, put it under contract, find the buyer, get paid. That was it. It was 4. Don't do that. See, he already started, Renikia. I'm so glad you're here.
That was 4.
It's so glad. So Ravens are wild. Says, so who's gonna buy the contract I make from an owner?
Get contracts on a house, sell contracts to the cash buyer, get paid. The difference of those two contracts.
Okay, you got to find that person, Raven. You got to
You're
find
looking for motivated sellers, people that are interested in selling real estate cheap. Who are these people? Someone that may be going through a divorce, someone that be a tired landlord, which is going to be the largest group of individuals, someone that just lost their job or income. House may need too many repairs, inherited the property because of death, relocation, behind on payments, meaning they're facing foreclosure, medical bills, unpaid taxes, kid going off to college. Just life creates motivated sellers. Your job as a wholesaler / investor is to do a good job of letting people know you exist.
Okay.
They call that marketing and advertising.
So
that you buy houses.
Yeah. So Easygoing Rock, can you explain how to talk to realtors when trying to find cash buyers? And does their realtor commission come out of your cut?
I think Ty made a great point last week, or maybe a week before last, about a realtor strategy. I let Ty explain that. I think it's very lucrative. I let Ty explain that. But One of the main things that you have to cover when you're dealing with a realtor, I understand real estate agents don't get paid unless they close a deal. Therefore, a lot of real estate agents shy away from doing business with investors because they think it's just a lot of busy work. Nobody really got the money. They're not going to get to the closing table. But what they don't realize that real estate investors are residual buyers. I call them. They got to buy. But Todd has a great point on dealing with realtors that he shared last week or 2 weeks ago.
Well, he's talking from the standpoint of cash buyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, normally, if you watch enough of my stuff, I'm pretty hard on the realtor lane if you're trying to find a deal. But on the cash buyer side, and I just released a video. Matter of fact, guess what? I have a card for that. If you want to watch this video, text the word buyers with an S, buyers to the phone number here. You can see this video, but that video is specifically talking about using real estate agents to find buyers for existing deals or future deals. Guess what? When an investor buys a property from you, they renovate it, and it's ready to go to sell, guess what they do? They list it with real estate agents. So for an agent that deals with investors / flippers, right? If you bring them another property in that same area where the property that they have listed for a current flipper, more than likely they're going to be interested unless they're an idiot. Nothing you can do about someone being an idiot, right? So you move on because they have an opportunity to double dip on the transaction. When he buys it, they're going to get paid. When they renovate it and sell it and put it back on the market, not saying he's necessarily got to use them, but that's how you found them, is because he was using them. So normally they're going to get paid when he buys it and when he sells it. So they have an opportunity to double dip. Like you say, Renika, if you're an agent and if you're not doing that, you're kidding yourself.
You're kidding.
In this business.
Exactly. And you triple dipping at the end of the day, because if you're a real investor and this agent has real investors who want to buy, why wouldn't you put something in there to give that real estate agent $1,000, $2,000, another 2%, whatever you need to do in order for her to put your deal before any other deal? So just understand, when it comes to realtors, money talk, money walks. Money gonna get the job done. So always take care of your real estate agent. She don't have to put your property in front of her investors. She don't have to even do business with you, because a lot of times, it's a lot going on with these investors, but just always take care of that realtor. Pay that realtor extra $1,000 on top of her commission. I guarantee she'll become your best friend. Or her, or him.
When I'm reaching out, we gladly pay 3%.
Buyers don't pay 3%. So when a buyer come in, want to pay 3%, because they, when it comes to real estate transaction, the seller pay the 3% or the 6%. So when you also added another 3% to it, or 2% or whatever, that becomes a no-brainer deal for that real estate agent.
And that'll normally be cheaper than if you had to pay another wholesaler.
Absolutely.
Not always, but normally that'll be cheaper than you had to pay another wholesaler.
All right, while we're on the topic of realtors, Sonia C143 says, why does a realtor insist we need to have them on a deal? Because they don't know. They don't know any better. Yeah, you don't know.
Wait a minute. They insist that they have them on a deal?
Insist that you have to have them on a deal. Okay, first of all, where are you located? Maybe we should start.
Oh. So they try to make it seem like as a wholesaler, you can't buy and sell real estate without an agent.
Right.
Well, yeah, it depends on where you are, but maybe she need to clear that up. Is she talking about just buying one for herself or as an investment or whatever? Because if Renika was selling a property, it was for sale by owner, and I wanted to buy it, we don't need a real estate agent to do that.
At all.
In most states.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, you can buy and sell real estate without a realtor, I think. In all states, right? If I wanted to buy a private deal from a private person, I don't know. I don't know all states, but I just don't see how you can make me get a realtor if I want to do a private deal with a private.
Okay, so let's put it in perspective.
Anybody saying no sound or anything?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess think about it like this, guys. Yeah, I think because most people assume like real estate, you're thinking like big purchases. But if you saw a car on the corner lot for sale, do you say, hey, I'll buy this car from you, but I can only buy it from you if I go to the dealership?
Different. Right.
No, there's no need for the dealership. You buy the car. That's it. So it's
Exactly.
no different than real estate. You don't have to involve a realtor to buy the house. You don't have to go through them. No, it's your money. You just buy it directly from whoever you're selling it from. Now, there's a process, of course. But yeah, you don't have to include a realtor when you're buying real estate. Now, wholesaling, there's some other things going on. But yeah. Come on, guys. No.
And also to understand, most realtors, you may know more about real estate investing than that real estate agent. So that's another thing. That's the disconnect, to think that realtors know everything about real estate, when really real estate investing is really not even taught to realtors. It's like one or two continuing educations that you just happen to catch, but most brokers are not pushing realtors to understand real estate investing. So a lot of times that comes out of them not knowing that you don't, so.
Okay. So this is from Vanna Baby. How would you approach a buyer that purchased the property with a quick claim deed?
The same way. It's the same way, but most importantly, I don't know if I ever told y'all the story. When I first bought one of my first properties, I bought it directly with someone to give the attorney, and it was like a nightmare deal because he didn't really have a deal. I paid him some money in the deal he didn't really have. It was just messy. So that quick claim stuff get real messy. I done seen fraudulent quick claim documents where someone just fraudulently quit claim themselves on somebody did. I've seen a lot of fraudulent stuff when it comes to quit claim, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're buying a quit claim deal, I would always recommend you go through an attorney. Make sure you get title insurance. Make sure you pull the real title. Make sure they really own it, and just understand that chain of title to make sure that your deal is what it is, and make sure you get title insurance, because quit claim doesn't warrant any doesn't warrant any liens or anything against it. So when someone quit claim you onto a deal, or they quit claim a deal into their name, any liens, anything that associated with that deal follows that quit claim deed. So if there's liens associated with it, that quit claim deed has all the liens associated with it. That's why we get title insurance, because title warrants the title against any liens. And if there is a lien, my title insurance is going to take care of that type of scenario. So what do you think?
Oh yeah. It's just so. She basically explained it, but just so many bad things could be when they come to you with a quick claim. Do they even really own it? You know what I'm saying? Like my question is always, why did you do it that way? That's not the. Now, transactions happen like that all the time, don't get me wrong, but my question is, why did you do it that way? Because I need to know, why didn't you go through an attorney, get title search done, which they may have still did that, not saying they didn't, and sit down and get a warranty deed. Now you can sell it, you can get financing on it, or whatever. Now you can still sell it with a quick claim, but you're not going to get financing on it. Nobody's going to do that.
Until we pull the title.
Huh?
Until the title is pulled, to make sure that it's nothing on title.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's tough. It makes it more difficult.
I see quit claim like an inheritance situation right before somebody passed away. They quit claim to their daughter. That type of stuff is really understandable. But other things I'm questioning, like Ty, like why you even did a quit claim? I mean, what liens is a part of this deal?
Yeah.
All right. So Joshua Brooks' question is, what do you do when there aren't enough comps in the area, or if there aren't any at all?
I mean, I can start that off. I would say if I can't find comps, there's gonna be two things that pop in mind. Either there's not enough activity in the area where I won't be able to sell and buy anyway, because there's not enough people buying and selling to show activity and show comps, or it's going to be an area where when people buy in this area, they don't sell. And I've seen those areas too. Or it may be an area where it's just a rural area where comps may be 5-10 miles away. So I'm going to dive in and see which one it is first. If it's a rural area comes too far, that may not be my deal anyway. If it's an area where it's just not enough people buying and selling, that may not be a great idea to jump into that deal anyway, because I may not be able to find a seller for it. Or maybe the area where maybe it's a hot area where people just don't sell when they do buy. So I'm gonna kind of dig deeper into it to figure out which one of those it will be. What do you think?
Yeah, and it also could be depending on what you're using to try to comp it. A lot of times these services, they'll default, within 20% of the size of the property. So it may be a very small property. We'll say it's 800 square feet, but the normal property in that area is 1,500 square feet. So it may not just register any comp. Again, depending on what you're using to try to comp the property, or it could be the reverse. The normal house in that area is 1,000 square feet, but the house that you're comping is 2,500 square feet. So it may not pull anything. So you have to be aware of that also. So depending on what service or tool you're using to comp, and then everything else Renika said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Christy. So that kind of explained your question. Maybe not, but you said, how do you get the ARV in the first place? So listen, guys, comps, when they're saying comps, they're talking about comparables. These are the properties that you're going to compare to your property that you have in a contract. Comps, comparable, okay? Now, you're going to need maybe 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to stick within a half-mile radius of comparables to come up with the after repair value, which is the ARV, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The ARV is what this house should be worth if it had all repairs, tip-top condition, as good as that house next door that just sold, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two. Now, your question, Christy, was more so, how do you get the ARV in the first place? You get the ARV by running the comps. Okay, and there's a number for that. It's right there on the screen. You can text the letters rather, ARV to 205-964-5243 and get a walkthrough on how to come up with those numbers that we're talking about. All right, so thank you for that. So Jewel of Yah Israel, I'm sorry, says, I got a question. How do you actually execute your double close strategy? Do you present both contracts at the same time to the title company? How do you close the first contract with no money? So good question for those of y'all joining, and we're like, hey, you got the A to B contract and the B to C contract, and you're like, wait a minute, that's 2 contracts. What do I do with those? This is the answer to that right here.
That's a really great question. I think that's the nuclear of a wholesale deal. So the idea of a double closing is that basically, yes, you're absolutely right. You're going to present both of those contracts to the attorney, and you're going to let. And Ty has a really great closing template that I think everyone should be using. But you're going to send that over to the closing attorney, and you're going to let the closing attorney know exactly how to structure that deal. Let him know that, hey, I purchased this property on contract A. I'm assigning this contract to contract B. This is my assignment fee. I'm going to do this as a double closing. So what happens in a double closing is that you close an escrow. 9 times out of 10, you're going to close the B side first. So when I say close, I mean that we're going to sign off on the contract. We sign off on all the closing documents and close an escrow. But in the same token, maybe within the same hour, within the same couple hours, you're going to also go and sign the closing documents with the seller. So since the buyer has already signed, now you go and sign with the seller. Now you are able to close an escrow. You're going to take the money that the buyer brings is going to trickle down to both of those contracts. It's going to trickle down to pay for it. So now you take the buyer. The buyer is going to buy the contract from you on contract A, and you're going to make your difference in between. The buyer's going to get their property. So it's just a matter of, they call it closing an escrow. You close an escrow, and it kind of trickles down once you sign off on all the paperwork on closing A and closing B. And I may be scrambling with that, so Tommy will have a better, easy way to explain.
Oh, no. Double close is really not my thing. So Renika's done a lot more of those than me. So that was perfect. She was talking about the closing detail sheet. If you want that, just text the word close to the number here. And you just stop shaking your head because there's more to come.
You know they can see the sheets on the wall. Y'all see that,
Can
don't
they?
y'all? It's ready to go.
Uh-huh.
It's ready to go. He is ready for you. You ask a question, bam! It is a text code
Ain't no excuses
for
around
that.
here. No excuses around here.
No, it's secret.
Now, Chris Loss, I'm going to answer your question. Your question is, how do you know it needs ARV? So let's clear it up. Keep in mind, remember, I just said the ARV is the after repair value. So I'm thinking maybe you're saying, how do you know it needs repairs? Well, that's going to be a part of your due diligence and what you're going to look for before you seal up a contract with that seller. Most times you're not going to do a blind contract, not unless there's just some phenomenal numbers there. You just like, hey, it don't matter what this sucker look like on the inside. I'm getting it.
Right.
But again, Ty mentioned it earlier. If you go to dealyoulater.com, there is now a repair estimate calculator that you can use to come up with the pretty general repair costs for your property. And then that's how you're going to help determine, that's going to help you determine how much you need to get that deal on the contract for. And then it's also going to let you know how much you need to put it back out there for buyers. The repairs on your property have nothing to do ultimately kind of with the ARV. The repair word is in there, but they're two totally different things. One's the repair on your property, and then how much is worth if all those repairs were made.
Right.
Okay. So
And ARV
hopefully,
is very important. It's a very important piece of the puzzle because it lets you know if I fix this property up, what I can sell it for. And when you know what you can sell it for, you can gauge your profits and your profit margin. And when you know what you can sell it for, you know, well, now if you're going to buy, you can, ARV is important. Even as a wholesaler, it's important because it helps you to maximize your assignment fee. You know exactly what that buyer can sell the property for. So you know what they need to put it on the contract for to maximize their profit. So it allows you to understand, it allows you to really maximize your profit because you're thinking about, well, if I fixed it up, what I can sell it for. So it lets you know exactly what your profit is before you enter into a deal, which is a very important piece to the equation.
And to access that deal calculator, just text the letters DC to the phone number here, and for the repair calculator, text the letters RC, like RC Cola.
okay. Thank you for that. So David Call has a question: Is it worth it to just go to do your underwriting, or should we learn how to write current our own contracts? Oh, wow. Guess what? We got a one-page contract that Ty's been using since the beginning of his wholesale career that works just fine. That one-page contract pretty much covers you. It's been used across the country and it works good. Now, I'm going to say the disclaimer. If y'all are insistent and just will not let the idea go that you do not have to have a realtor involved, if you use a realtor, you got to use their contracts that they have for their states. If you're just going to go out and follow the instructions, follow the videos, follow the training, follow the free advice, follow the videos from people who are cashing these checks, listen to Renikia, listen to Ty, this one-page contract will do you just fine. It is also available at dealyoulater.com. So what do you think about that, understanding underwriting? I think you pretty much covered everything in this contract.
He's overcomplicating.
Yeah.
I don't understand the underwriting part of the question.
Yeah. I guess just thinking real estate, they think mortgages, they think underwriting, But
Well, they say you can underwrite a deal that's not necessarily with single family housing.
yeah.
That's more of a term used for commercial real estate.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Mortgages and stuff.
Yeah. Good question, David. But yeah, I'm glad you asked
Yeah,
that.
you can always write your own contract. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Chris, I'm coming back to you, but how do you know if it needs repairs? How about if it doesn't? Do you need to ask, are there any repairs? You can ask, but you're going to go look.
Well, somebody's going to look for you.
Somebody's
You got
going to look.
It don't have to be you, but you need some visual evidence. They got some very, very interesting technology out here now. It's called a smartphone that allows you to take photos and video that can be passed along through text message and this other thing called email. You can also upload that to this website called YouTube, pass along that link. Obviously, I'm trying to be cute, but you got to lay eyes on it is the point we're trying to say here.
And
All
also,
right.
I wanted us to think of repairs. You know, I think of repairing some. I may just restore it. But the key is that you can tell by just looking at the pictures. Because if I'm looking at my after repair value pictures, which is my comps, and my comps is top notch, they got granite countertops, hardwood floors. You know, that's what my picture got going on. I got, and then when I walk into the property I'm buying, there's carpet on the floor, paint, all over just craziness going on. So you can kind of determine that what type of repairs you need just based on comparing your property to what the comps look like. And that'll tell you exactly what type of repairs you're going to really need in order to meet that comparable price, or
Yeah, I
sale.
think you said a long time ago is that what is it going to cost to make my house or the
Right.
house that I'm evaluating look like that house that's sold
Exactly.
at that price?
And
What
you
is it
got to
going
make it look like that or somewhat similar to that in order to kind of guarantee that you're probably going to sell for at least that, so.
Yeah.
All right. Ashley, hey family, Pongo from Florida. I see you as well. So we're still talking about these contracts now. Y'all are heavy on the contracts today. So good talk, because that's the big part of this thing.
Let's go with the question first.
So the question is, Raven wanted to know, do you have to honor the contract? Which contract are we talking about? And what happens if the contract expires?
Okay. First of all, you can get the contract by texting the word contract to the number again.
Bam, bam.
Yeah, you got to honor. That's the purpose of it. But honoring it, it simply means if you don't buy, what she's asking, if she don't buy the house, do she have to buy it? You know what I'm saying? Like if she doesn't find a cash buyer for it, she still have to buy it. No. The purpose of you'll have what they call an earnest money deposit. That's used pretty much for all real estate contracts. There's no law on how much it can be. Generally speaking, you can get away with $10 to $100, like literally, normally. Now you have to feel people out, but for the most part, you can get away with that. If you don't buy and it's beyond your due diligence period, your inspection period, which that's one of the clauses in the contract that I give away, what was I say? That you lose your earnest money deposit, and that settles the agreement. Now you say, well, can somebody sue me? You can't prevent people from suing you, but the law is on your side. I don't know. People say, well, if you're in business, that's always a possibility. I don't care what it is. Doesn't mean you're wrong. It just you got lawyers that'll take someone's money and they know they have no chance of winning, right? So it's always going to be a possibility you can get sued because that's really what you're asking, right? But you're doing the right thing. That settles the agreement. They keep the earnest money. That's part of the reason you put it up. Is that so? Get out there and make it happen.
No, exactly. I mean, if you're not obligated to where you're gonna go to jail because you didn't complete the contract. The key is you want to use the terms that's in the contract. That's why there's a due diligence period in the contract. If you know that you don't have a buyer in sight, you don't want to put that property in the contract to close next week, 1 day due diligence. You don't have a buyer. So you want to put yourself, you want to put your terms favorable to you. Now it's only up to the seller to agree to it. But if you agree to a 30-day due diligence, I'm gonna put it on there. If you agree to a 4-day, I'm gonna put it on there. But make sure you throw it out there first. A lot of sellers come back and say no. Because when you're dealing directly with the sellers, they don't even understand. They don't even understand a 24-hour due diligence. They okay with 14 days all the time, because they understand it's a process. So if you get a 14-day due diligence, I mean you got about 13 days at least to go out there and find a buyer. And if you don't find a buyer on that 14th day, you call that seller, you let them know that, hey, I need to extend it. Can I extend it? I need a couple more days. I got a couple more of my teammates or whatever you want to come up with. You either extend it or you cancel that contract. And even if you call them and say that, you want to email them in writing because people get amnesia. I ain't heard from you. You ain't canceled the contract to me. So you want to keep your receipt. So you want to send them an email and let them know, hey, I'm going to email you to cancel the contract so we can disperse this earnest money, things of that nature, so you don't lose your earnest money.
All right, thank you. And speaking about that contract, guys, we have plenty of subscribers, listeners. Ty has students that have used that one-page contract and have made good bank off of it. L Book 72 says he made his first 100K using that contract. And he also says, you look like Bob Barker with The Price is Right with that
Dun,
mic.
dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
that's Lionel. He said it's Lionel.
Slow down.
Come on down.
Hey, you just want a brand new
More than
car.
price.
Brand new car. Yeah. So next question. And then I'm going to get to, let me see here. I need to make sure I get to B Johnson. B Johnson, I see you. So how do you determine a price for a wholesale deal if there's a mortgage on the property? So for one, the mortgage has to be covered. So you got to make sure that
The price got to be minimum the mortgage, unless somebody can bring some money
minimum,
to the
it
table.
has to be the
Unless
mortgage.
somebody brings money to the table, that's it. But minimally, you got to pay off the mortgage. So it has to be at least the mortgage, or if it's just not a deal, or the seller willing to bring their difference to the table to pay off their mortgage.
Yeah, just it's that simple. Most people are going to give you a price to cover what they owe. Now, every now and again, you'll get somebody that has done me like this a couple of times. They give me a price, and you just like drop what you're doing, go out there, and then like the price that you need is, I don't know, 40,000. They give you 30,000. You know what I'm saying? But they forgot to tell you they owe 70. they mean that they want really 100,000 to cover what they owe. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I may have did the math right, but no. But most people are going to give you a price to cover what they think they approximately owe. Sometimes they know they called and got to pay off or whatever, and so they'll price it that way. But at the end of the day, the price that works for you has to cover what they owe, even if that's the exact number of what they owe or something close to it. And they have to be satisfied with that money coming out of their funds. Now, everything is negotiable, but normally that's how it happens. So them having a mortgage doesn't automatically mean a deal breaker by no means. The numbers just have to work out. As I said, in most cases, the price that works for you covers what they owe. And most people understand that. If they are going to accept a price that fits in that price range, then boom, you got a deal. Not if they owe more than what makes sense for you or your numbers, there's nothing to talk about. As far as a cash wholesale deal, there's some other things you may do, but as far as a cash wholesale deal, next. Who's next?
Who's next? Royal Priesthood. Yes, there is a fee for PropStream. It is a monthly subscription service, but you do get a 5-day free trial. You get to test it out. Make the most of that. I would say before you even sign up for the 5-day trial, have a game plan. Have a game plan on what you're going to use it for. Watch the video before you get it so you can make them.
No. Go ahead and sign up. Go to YouTube. DealLater.com.
Yeah.
And
time. That's right.
Text the word time, so you can set up a time where we will. One of the team members would actually walk you through how to use it. The worst thing you could do is sign up for it, don't know how to use it. But
Right, that's good,
sign up through us. Now, if you sign up through one of the other cats, you need to talk to them.
Because they ain't offering it.
No, not me.
That's good. I like that.
Them.
And I like the idea of having a game plan. So PropStream is a game changer. I mean, I wish we had that when we first started, but it's a game changer, so I do like having a game plan, especially if you just want to take advantage of that 5-day. But I do believe in if you can afford the tools that you need to be successful, invest back into your business to get the tools you need to make your deals a lot easier.
So go ahead and go check that out. Royal Priesthood. Bree Johnson, I thought you had a question, but B Johnson is on it in this chat box answering questions. I ain't even reading some of them because he didn't already answer it to you. Read what he put because the answer was right. If it's not, I will tell you, but it was. So Jason says, hey, Flip Man, can you show or explain what's a good deal? I'm doing numbers right, but still no cash buyers. I'm trucking and I still make time to do this. And his name is the Wholesale Trucker. I like that.
Oh, that's what's happening.
I like
Okay.
that. I like that. So we talk about this sometimes, like if the numbers, it's a numbers game. The numbers have to add up. If the numbers aren't adding up, you may think you have a deal, but you really don't, because if it was truly a deal, buyers would come.
Well, it could be a couple of things going on there that's not working. All right.
All right.
We're assuming you know how to figure out the ARV, but if you don't, boom, text the letters ARV to the number.
Boom.
We're assuming that you understand the little basic formula that's used to determine that. So text the letters DC to the number. I think I got ahead of myself. But first you have to know the repairs to plug into the calculator. DC is for the calculator, RC is for the repair calculator, because you're going to need that number for the deal calculator. So with all of that being said, assuming all that's right, then somewhere is broken in your method of marketing your deals that you're not getting exposure to them. Now, there are a number of ways to do that. I have them up here on the board: Facebook groups, other wholesalers, Facebook Marketplace, LinkedIn groups, Craigslist, realtors, which that video.
Here we go.
All right, so that video on dealing with realtors, take the word buyers. There, I'll show you how to do that. Boom. And then you got real groups. That's for networking. You can use banner signs like this. You can flip it over. Well, we got visuals all over the place. Hey, you flip it over, put these out in and near around the property where it's located. And what else we got? Google search, sell my house fast. Those first 2 or 3 pages of results are going to be other wholesalers, dead serious wholesalers, and some flippers. And then auctions, another networking method. Go out there and introduce yourself, pass out a business card or a QR code or something, and let them know how to reach out to you about some deals.
All right, there you have it. Big Sip _662. The contract is yours. The contract is yours. Again, text the word contract to 205-964-5243. And also, you wanted him to slide to the side so you can screenshot that board. You ain't got to do that. All you got to do is text the word whiteboard, one word, to the number as well, and we'll send you all the information that is on that whiteboard. You'll get it in your inbox. Now, and Miss Lady, you were down here asking about 101. Boom, it's on there too. It's on the screen. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, you should be able to see that. And you can text. Ooh, what at it?
Well, I ain't want to go crazy.
You not ready? Went crazy. What is left?
I'm trying to be a little humble here, y'all. Hey, I ain't want to go just totally crazy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Mr. P, yes. Someone asked earlier, PropStream was a monthly fee. There is a monthly subscription. Batch Leads has AKA
what?
Batch Leads is AKA Text the Flip.
Text. Oh my God.
Text the Flip, and there is a monthly. No. You do that per text, right?
What?
Or is it a monthly subscription
for? But Text the Flip.
Text the Flip.
No, it's a monthly subscription.
Monthly
subscription. It's not that expensive though.
Mr. P, that is a monthly subscription.
Yeah, just text the word text to the number to get the proper way of running a text message campaign, which is one of the better ways to generate leads.
Yes. Mr. Perkins, I saw you attempting to join us live. I'm not sure where you disappeared to, but come on back so I can put you on the screen. Guys, you still have time to join us live by texting the word Gator as well to the number on the whiteboard, to the number that's on all these signs, to the number that's in the video, to the numbers that's in the song, to the number that should be drilled in your head by now. Just save it in your phone. Just save the number in your phone. Put it in your phone. Download the little logo and put it in your phone. And that way you can text anything you need. So Ron I see you back, Mr. Perkins. I'll pull you up in just a second. Ron says, I have a seller who sends me off-market listings and is asking for proof of funds and a $5,000 EMD, which is earnest money deposit, guys, on a regular basis. I have a list of buyers, but I don't know how to connect the two. $5,000 EMD? What kind of deal is this?
It got to be the deal.
The deal of the year? No,
It'd be the deal that's gonna make me the money. That's a lot of earnest money they have to put out there like that.
because I ain't the one.
He said he has a seller who sends him off market deals. So this seller has a bunch of properties. Maybe
Right.
maybe he means something else. But yeah, $5,000
wholesaler.
EMD. That's just a disqualifier, especially if he wants that for every property. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Oh my
To me,
God.
that's a red flag. You ask me for $5,000 on a $50, it's just a red flag to me because we all know that sometimes these deals doesn't close. So basically, telling me to put this money up, and 9 times out of 10, or it may not close, so I may end up losing that type of money. So to me, anyone that asks that type of money is hoping you do, so they can collect that 5,000. They can go to the next person, collect that 5,000. The next thing you know, they're doing this earnest money scheme. It's just never selling the house. They're just collecting $5,000 earnest money with a whole bunch of them. I didn't see it. I know people that do it. It's like it's weird. So 5,000 to me is just a red flag.
Yeah.
I don't need that house that bad unless it's a really good deal.
And it's not like I'm gonna let you hold it.
Right, and I'm
If I
not going to
get
hold it. And if you ask me to hold it, that's a triple red flag. What were we even talking about? I like to
I'm
reach off
telling you.
my phone.
That's the running thing. What is it on Instagram right now? The red flags need to be
Yeah,
$5,000 EMD. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Red flag. Oh,
Yes.
and send me your earnest money. Red flag.
Red
Red flag.
flag.
I'm not sending you my earnest money.
We gonna put quick claim deed. Red flag, red flag, red flag. We can go on and on with these, y'all.
You ain't no quick claim me nothing. I'm gonna get some title insurance.
No, that's it. Okay. So Ron Har, hopefully that answered your question. All right, Dexter, what is going on, sir?
Oh, okay.
Sir.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all going?
What's
We're
happening,
doing good.
Dexter?
Where you
Can you hear me
calling from?
okay?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
Right now, I'm East Star, New Jersey. How you doing, Ty?
Hey,
Renikia?
what's going on,
Adrian?
man? What's going
How are
on?
you?
Hey.
Wholesale accelerator student. What's happening, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Check this out. I'm going to get a magnetic sign for my van, right? And I
Okay.
have the person in there asking me about they had a deal out in Pennsylvania, and they have a squatter in the house that's been there for over a year. Now they're asking me if I can do anything about getting them out of there. I remember you saying something about paying a person and everything like that, but can you give me a couple of other techniques?
Well, I didn't get the question. What was the question?
He said that one of his friends has a squatter in the property, and his friend asked him could he get the squatter out. So he wanted to know different techniques and strategies that he can get the squatter out.
Oh, go. You got it. Go.
And Ty, it's in Pennsylvania.
I'm just gonna say this: squatter.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hear you. We hear you.
Squatters who know
Okay.
their rights is gangster. It's real gangster. It's just weird that someone that have no contract with you because they've been there for so long could just, you have to evict them like they a real tenant. So honestly,
Right.
it's probably one of those pay. A squatter to me is it a real person that's actually living in the property like a real tenant? Or is it like a homeless person just happen to go in and kind of squat for some months?
The way it was explained to me is there were multiple people there. Well, actually, two people there, and one person has left. They got another place to stay. This person stayed there, but is not paying no rent or anything. And it's because of COVID and everything, so they can't do anything with the courts. That's another thing I wanted to ask is what's going on with the courts, and when does Pennsylvania open up for that?
That law was passed about a month ago. The law,
Okay.
thing where they couldn't evict. I mean, I don't know if it's statewide, if they have to accept it, but the law was passed like a month ago, where now you can evict your tenants.
Okay.
Well, yeah. What's in it for you? Just to do it because you're a friend?
No. See, like I said, I went in there to get my signs, and the guy came to me because he heard me talking about the signs for we buy houses, So he's asking me for an a technique in doing it. But what I'm thinking is, I don't know if the guy who he's saying bought the house has a legal right to it yet, or what's going on with that. He said he's supposed to get paid out of them getting the deal. So I don't know if the deal is done or what's going on with that yet.
So
if you understand what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just trying, before I answer the question, so how are you gonna make money on this?
Are you just
Say that
helping?
again?
How would you make money on this? Maybe I'm missing something. How are you gonna make money on this, out of curiosity? You didn't hear me?
How are we going to get something out of this? Well, how would he make? It's breaking up a little bit. But I think you said how we get something out of it.
Yeah, how
will you get paid out of the deal?
I understand what you're saying. The only thing I can figure is to find out what the situation is and see if there's a way in there. Because I mean, if the guy didn't get if he's not settled on his deal, I don't know how he went in there exactly yet. This guy is explaining it to me, so I don't have all the complete details on his part.
Okay, all right. So, well, just to answer your question, ideally, you number one, you contact that individual and let them know you're willing to. Well, they're willing to pay them to leave. They're going to have to leave. They might as well get paid to do it. And that's
right.
Explain to it. Right. That's going to be in most cases the quickest. So sometimes they still want it. Okay, well, whatever. We'll be here when the law get here. Okay, well, okay then. But anyway, so but that's what I would do, is just offer to pay them to leave. But they only get paid when some money is exchanged where I'm getting paid. That's why I asked you, how is it going to benefit you? So because you only would make that payment once you get paid. Now, if they're going to sell you the property at a significant discount beyond what you probably would normally do, then it's going to be worth the headache. I'm talking about it has to be a no-brainer of a deal for me to fool with it.
Be worth it. Be worth it, yeah.
Other than that, you tell them what I'm saying now, and you move on about your business. Don't give it another piece of another ounce.
Right.
Matter.
I mean, why?
That's what I figured. Just to get
find out the eviction. Check the eviction laws, because that was passed a month ago. I think that was passed like either 1st October, the 1st of September. But that was passed already. Where you can't evict your tenant.
Then. All right.
Every state may be adopting it at different times, but it was passed.
Yeah. What are you getting put on your van? What are you getting put on your van?
The the magnetic signs to go on the back of the van. I'm just going to do the same thing with the signs the bandit signs I put up, and just put that on a magnetic. On the rear of your vehicle. Okay, good. I was just trying to make sure you're putting them in the right place. Yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the real vehicle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing we talked. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'll say it.
Oh no. The other thing I was going to say to you, Ty, is that other dealer was talking to you about earlier. I just haven't got anything back from him. I made contact with him, and I'm guessing the lady was at work, so I'll just try it back again tomorrow.
All right. Just let me know.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Got you.
But I want to say this.
You guys have a good evening. Thank you.
Because I think I don't think a lot of us know about this, but just like the PPP loans and all that stuff, all the loans and stuff that happened during the pandemic, every state got landlord grant money. And a lot of landlords don't know that there is millions and millions of dollars in grant money for them to be relieved from all of these payments that they haven't received. So I will get with your county and see what their process is, because every state has it. They never promoted it. I think, obviously if they don't use it, they're going to put it somewhere else. But there's a lot of money out there for landlords that a lot of landlords have not tapped into yet. So I will research that for your state and see.
Yeah, have to check.
That can help relieve some kind of money in the process.
All right. Well, thank you, Dexter, for joining
appreciate you guys. Yeah, I've got to do
everything. Right, yes. We'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right now. Bye-bye.
All right. Dexter trying to help folks out and getting his business on. Like, okay, I like it. Figure out a way to make money, guys. But I want to make sure rule number one, what you getting up out of it? What is the end game for you?
And sometimes it's a learning experience. Don't underestimate a learning experience. Sometimes for the first so many years, I never got paid like that. But the value of what I learned, money wasn't even the case. You know, so sometimes it's the learning experience and the value of learning what you're doing too.
All right. So while we're talking about the learning experiences and getting paid, sometimes, like you just mentioned, that is the payment and enough. The failure,
Yeah.
the experience. But Lisa wants to know, what is the minimum amount for a wholesale deal? I told one person on YouTube for the hours, I know that anything is better than having zero. But do you have a minimum?
I mean, there's really no minimum. I mean, there's really no minimum. I haven't seen like a $500 sign-up fee or anything like that, but it's no minimum. I mean, if it's a $500, take your 500. I mean, whatever the case may be, but there's no minimum. I mean, it's more like, what do I want to make for my time? What's the minimum I want to make for my time? And what's the minimum I can make or maximum I can make in this wholesale deal? So the key in every deal we get into, we want to maximize, and whatever that maximum number is, I'm going to maximize it. In some cases, it may be $1,000 or something like that. A lot of times that's more like a referral fee. When you really do put the property in the contract and things of that nature, minimum 3, 4, 5,000, I would say, depending on what area you in.
Yeah, it's just going to depend on the market you're in. I think the least I've gotten is 500 or whatever. I looked at it as he just paid me $500 to be added to my buyers list.
Right.
That's why I looked at it.
Right.
Now, he never bought from me again, but that's the way I looked at it at the time or whatever. Sometimes you're not going to make as much money, but if it's somebody that's a frequent buyer and you're confident that that's what they are, then you might take a hit on one, just to build that relationship.
Right.
Because who knows how many deals you'll be able to wholesale to that possible individual outfit, over the years, even within that 12 months or whatever. So obviously you want to, again, like Renika said, you want to maximize what you can make. But sometimes just to build that relationship, I might have another guy that may pay something, but these guys can move a lot faster. It may be a $2,000 difference, but they may move a week faster. And again, it may be a new relationship or something. So you may just have to make that judgment call or whatever, so.
Okay. While I have you guys, I have not mentioned it. I need you to tap the bell to turn on notifications, like, subscribe, tag a friend, heart, thumbs up, all of that good stuff. Make sure you have your notifications on. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, make sure you're notified every time new content is uploaded. So make sure you do that. Yes. Follow Ask Flipman, and that's across all social media platforms. So talking about the money, the minimum amount to be made. What about the maximum? So Queasy Kwan says, at the end of a deal, is the money you make off of the deal frowned upon often between the buyer or the seller? I wouldn't say often, because the seller is getting what they asked for. The buyer is paying what they thought was a good price. What's in between there, it is what it is, because that's my check. But you're building relationships, you're building investing relationships. The most times the buyer, what you say is like, hey, I'm good, bring me another one.
Right. And I think at the end of the day, it boils down to your relationship between the buyer and the seller. I mean, some people just really bossed up, like, hey, this is my fee, it is what it is when we close. And I think that's what Ty does. I don't even want to explain nothing. So I'm gonna double close everything. I don't care if it's 3,000, whatever it is. I'm just gonna double close. I'm gonna pay for it because I don't want to explain my fee. Whatever case may be. But have I been a part of a transaction where the seller completely canceled the deal because of that fee? Absolutely. And then when I realized that the seller has or the buyer has that type of power, depending on that relationship, they have that type of power. To me, it's just easy to double close. I don't have to explain nothing. Everybody deal clean. You got what you want. You got what you want. I got what I want, and we move forward. So it really depends on how you want to structure the deal. But if you didn't have those conversations, or if you were pretending like you're not wholesaling or whatever, and that assignment fee is there's gonna be some conversations. And most likely somebody gonna try to make it decrease it or something like that. So, I didn't experience it all. What about yourself?
it can always happen in that situation. Only times I really ever experienced where a seller tripped about the money we made, um, and we still closed it or whatever. But and I don't even know why she was tripping, because it was like a 6-month process, and the person I bought in to partner with me on it, because he talked her down. Um, uh, um,
Adriana here messing up and then threw him out.
Hey, he talked her down. So in that 6-month period, he was giving her money while we were trying to close the deal or whatever. It was because he thought we could buy it with a loan, get the money out. This was years ago when we could probably possibly do stuff like that, but it still didn't work. So once he turned it back over to me or whatever, because he had never done a deal before, I got a buyer, we closed it in 2 weeks or whatever. And so by the time we got to to close it, he had been giving her most of what she was going to get. So what he and I were making was more, because she was paying him back through the closing or whatever. So she had seen all the documents before we had even gotten there, and so she was like, "Tyrone, this just ain't right. This just ain't right. Y'all both making more than me." I'm like, "Miss Brown, now you already know what, we been giving you money to everywhere." Yeah, the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Just not right. So I said, I told the attorney, he dead now, but Mr. Foster, I said, go ahead and just give her $5,000 of mine or whatever, blah, blah. He said, now he had, they closed at 5, and they were going to do our closing at 6 or whatever. He said, no, it was on a Friday. He said, this ain't happening today if I got to go change this paperwork or whatever. And so when he said that, she was like, no, we'll go ahead and close it. She was not leaving that closing without a check. She was not leaving that office without a check that day. And all she had to do was say, okay, Tyrone, you give me the money when we leave from here.
Right.
That's all she had to say. I wasn't going to volunteer to it.
You would have had to agree to
that money. She wasn't owed that money, so I wasn't going to volunteer. That's what we do. I was just trying to make sure the deal closed. And my boy, his butt didn't even show up to the closing, because he had been the one dealing with us, with her. And so anyway, we closed it anyway. So that's the only time I really had somebody trip about it. Now, buyers may have tripped about it, but they ain't letting me know that or whatever, because they know I'm not going to send them any more deals. So, it worked both ways, obviously. So,
right.
Yeah.
You got to be very confident to stand on that assignment. Like, if you ain't that confident, somebody have you decrease to $1,000 real quick. You gotta be confident. Like, no, what it is, I'll walk away. No, you ain't trying to walk away, but sometimes you gotta pull it.
It's closing day. Everybody's happy.
Everybody happy, exactly.
The seller's happy. The buyer's happy. Closing attorney, title company happy, and I know I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's happy. La la land. It's true la la land.
All right, Renikia, now's the time while we're talking about cashing these big checks and these assignment fees that these listeners are getting once they close out on these first deals. They want to take those proceeds and build, okay? We're going to use that to begin creating generational wealth. Real estate is the way to go. Sometimes on the other end, they need some financing. They need some help. May not have it all. So explain to these guys, new and old, how your company can help them pursue the dreams of holding properties now, possibly.
Thank you so much. As always, honor to be a part of the show. But most importantly, we talk about no money down deals, because absolutely is happening. If you jump into wholesaling, you will understand you can literally buy and sell real estate with absolutely no money or minimal money. But when you want to really control and own the real estate and start fixing, flipping, or building rental properties and things of that nature, you got to have some money and skin in the game. So as you all know, that I'm a lender. We lend on fix and flip, buying whole, new construction, commercial, multifamily, have endless amount of capital that we can lend to real estate investors nationwide. And the great thing about it, we don't need tax returns, bank statements. I'm not bank statements, so we need to make sure you got the money. Tax returns, income verification, or pay stubs, which is very, very important. We don't care about your debt to income. and we can lend to first-time flippers or first-time landlords as well. But if you're interested in any of those, and of course, we still have down payment assistance. Some things changed a little bit because of the pandemic, but these are getting back to where it was prior to the pandemic. Regarding the down payment assistance as well. But if you are interested in any of those loan products, just go to fundmynextdeal.com.
All right, there you have it, guys. Fundmynextdeal.com. And Renikia is available across all social media platforms as well. And you can search her by Renikia, first name, last name, Williams. So yeah, thank you for that, guys. Take advantage of all the resources that are available to you here. Yeah, some of the stuff we talk about isn't free. Okay. But majority of the stuff we talk about is free. The content, the videos, the updates. Ty giving you access to his time for the most part. So yeah, Renikia being here on Thursdays, answering these questions, the comps shows. So the Q&As during the week. Why you stop doing those? The Q&As during the week.
The dream is free.
Yeah.
Free. And what what's the other part of that? It's a meme that says the dream is free, but the hustle is cost or something.
Yeah.
Yes. The education we go out there is free, but your ability to go out there and execute is going to take time and resources.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. P and Mr. B Johnson, I've seen you in the chats. Y'all have been on it. Y'all putting some really good information out there. Hey guys, don't forget you can join Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flipman Facebook group. There's a lot of people in that group. A lot of people. You can possibly link up with someone in your area. There's you know what? There's a thing for that too. Group, GROUP. Text group to 20.
And that's jumping. How many members is it now? Because
you know what? Let me
about a year ago it was 60.
Yeah. It ain't changed much. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay.
Is it even allowing any more people in there? Let's see. Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flipman. Let's see. Come on. And my phone is. You got any parting words while I pull this up? Okay, it's 61,000. 61,000 members. We need to figure out why that ain't going up. But yeah.
Probably about 600 of them real.
Hey, that's that 1%. That's that 1%. Really?
I'm just anyway, so yeah, we appreciate everyone joining us. I held up a lot of cards, so I don't think I'll hold up another before we get out of here. Make sure you share this with anyone that's tired of their 9 to 5, anyone that's fear of being broke, anyone that you care about. Share this. Make sure you follow any of the content on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Ask Flipman. And we'll see you guys hopefully next week.
All right, Renikia, any positivity? You know, we are closing out October. Like September, like skip through here, but October is on a full-on sprint. It's out. It's just done.
Just on a sprint.
Yeah, just
it's not at the finish line. I would say this. I think some of the things that some of the things that I don't think we really realize that we have everything we need at our fingertips. And I want to say this, sometimes we underestimate the power of partnering with people within our family and things of that nature. So let's begin to get your families involved. Sometimes you can leverage the efforts of someone else. Say, I work 9 to 5, they may work at night. Just being able to get people involved that you can build something with, because hey, my credit may be bad, but my cousin's credit is good. I may have all the knowledge, but I may not have the time. So being able, we all got the pieces and the solutions to everyone's problem, but we are islands. When we learn how to come together, we'll make more. And I'm gonna say this before I leave. I studied something over the weekend, and there's so many people out here, and there's something within the community where it's like 97% of all of our businesses are sole proprietors. But the ones that actually have partnered with people, they double their income. The average income of a sole proprietor right now in our community is $25,000, but the people who partner with someone is making $500,000. So I'm gonna say this to you: do you want 100% of $25,000 or 50% of $500,000? that's the power of partnering with people so you can do bigger things.
I got to answer. I'm gonna answer that, Renique. I'm gonna take the 50%, 50% of the bigger money.
500 is 10 times better than 100% 25. But we will hold that 25 thinking if I partner with someone, I got to split 25. But really, it increases your productivity and you end up splitting $500,000. So it triples your income that you would do by yourself. So let's come together. Let's find somebody you can rock with. Find somebody you can partner with. This is a partnership game as well. And the more people you can partner with, the more you can grow and get bigger. So don't be afraid to bring somebody along with you.
All right, guys, there you have it. And before we part, I'm going to give you that number one more time that you can text all those words to. We'll see you on the flip side.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me, and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243.